Hello everybody and welcome back to some Super Robot Wars Z2 Hakai Hen. Now this stage isn't overly difficult, but you are gonna need to do some preparations beforehand. You're gonna want to have a lot of units that can use Excel. This map will introduce two new units that both have Excel on them, but you probably need a little bit more than that. Either Excel or they have a lot of movement speed like Brasta. Now there is a secret you can get with Takaru here, the pilot of God Mars. This stage has one of the prerequisites for that secret, which is I believe a pretty good part called the Hero's Mark or something along those lines. I got this. This recording is my second attempt of the stage, because I simply wasn't moving far enough. Yeah, so I equip Takaru here with some parts that will allow him to move a bit faster and give him a bit more mobility. He doesn't really need mobility because his Super Robot form is a bit it's tanky, so you really just need, well, I guess both forms are Super Robots, but his 6 God I don't know what his actual form is. I think it's called God Mars, his form where he combines with the other robots. But anyway, those are all the prerequisites that I would say that you need for this stage. You just need a lot of units with Excel. And if you have been following me for the most part, you should be fine. Nothing really too amazing happens in this stage. Keep in mind, to get all the secrets that require kills, such as Holland's, Chirico's, and Alto's secret, for right now you should probably just focus on using Chirico rather than Alto, because in the next two stages, because to get Alto's secret along with Chirico's secret, you're gonna need to go in you're gonna need to go into the space route again, I believe. Let me look up what the route is, and so you guys have a. Let's see here. It's the second route. It's the Celestial Being route. You're gonna have to take the Celestial Being route, and that's after stage 33. If you want to get the Tornado Pack for Alto. So I would recommend for these next few stages focus on Holland if he doesn't have 50 kills already, and Chirico. Chirico and Alto for me are pretty close to 70 kills. They're off by like 15 or 20. And since Alto will be going with me during the route split, I don't really need to worry about him, but I will worry about Chirico. I would go for the Area 11 route so I could, grind up for kills with Chirico, but the problem with that is that you need whatchamacallit. I want to get all the secrets, so I can't go that route, or else I won't get the Tornado Pack. Now to get reinforcements in the stage, God Mars is gonna have to destroy a certain amount of enemies. If you move him to where I put him here, you'll get enough kills so where on your turn on the next you'll get enough kills if on this space where you'll get reinforcements on your phase in the next turn. I think if you had moved him up one more than how I did, you might be able to get the reinforcements for this stage on this turn. I don't know if that's the case or not, but if you want to try moving him upwards a little bit more than I did, well, more towards these 4 planes to the left here, then do that. But I don't know if that works. I don't know, kind of confused. I know it sounded a bit confusing here, but because that plane hits us, right? And that's good. But that other plane over there doesn't actually reach us. But so that's what I was saying, that if you had moved up one more, all of those planes might have been able to attack you, and you might have been able to destroy all of them. So reinforcements would have come out during this turn. You need to destroy 4 enemy units before you get reinforcements. So keep that in mind. Because if you don't have as much as mobility as I do with God Mars, then you're gonna have a bit of trouble getting the SR point in this stage. Because, well, if you're gonna have a bit of trouble because you won't be able to attack enough of these guys. But anyway, I forget. Baron Ashura, I think is what that guy's called over there, the guy with the 2 faces. Now, what I say about focusing on Chirico and Alto is that the reason I say that is because I did a little bit more research into the secrets. So, which is why I say you should focus on Chirico rather than Alto right now. But the thing is that the next few stages are pretty much entirely complete the map within this amount of turns, or destroy this amount of enemies within this amount of turns. I hope that in one of those maps, after you get the SR point, more enemies appear, because that would be your time to grind up kills. What you would do there is that you would just weaken all the enemies, and if they attack another unit, defend, and just if they attack another unit besides the one you want to grind kills for, defend, and just have the unit you want to grind kills for to finish off all those units, all the enemy units. I know in UX there was a map where I had a guy go out on his own, because there are no SR points in that game, so you can grind for kills by giving up on a stage. It doesn't keep track of the kills you gained when you lost the stage, but the amount of kills you got are still in the flag's memory. So let's say you started the stage with 10 kills, you gained 20. And you lost the stage, you'll still have 30 kills in the flag's memory, but the game will only say that you have 10 kills. But that's not important for this game. Hey, Sabaldios. And God Sigma. I find it kind of a bit annoying that they go all the way over here. Instead of going near God Mars. But they have Excel, so. But if you want to get up to Marg there, or Marg, I forget how his name is pronounced. Takuru's brother, which was that boss unit up there. You're gonna have to just use Excel with units that have them. You can't use any other spirit. If the pilot has Excel, only use Excel with that pilot. Don't use any other spirit that he has, is what I'm trying to say, and you should be fine overall. Some units will probably be useless in the station because they can't catch up. Gurren Lagann couldn't really catch up to the other ones. To anybody, couldn't really catch up to any of the units because he didn't have enough mobility to really get up there. Anyway, Zeta Gundam, that's, I don't know why I said it like that. But with Zeta Gundam, you're gonna want to have him transform into his jet mode, plane mode, whatever it's called, because he won't have enough mobility on the ground. See, Alto has 55 kills, so he'll definitely get enough. I'm only worried about Chirico a little bit because we need enough kills for him by stage 39. So when we get him back, He'll only have like 3 stages for him to catch up on kills. Holland, I'm not too worried about because I think he gets 48 kills by the end of this stage. So by next stage, he should have enough kills to for a secret. Now for Chirico, it's on the guide it said 70 plus kills, so I'd say get 71 kills just to make sure. Now to get Chirico secret, you need to get 70 plus kills by the end of stage 39, I believe. There are other prerequisites in that stage, but of course I'll be doing those prerequisites. But for the most part, you should be fine if you have if you have 68 kills by stage 39 rolls around. Just you know, just use Chirico. Just use that stage to get the last bit of kills you need. And I think on stage 39, on stage 39 to get the SR point, you have to defeat Ypsilon, and he retreats under 8,000 HP. You'll have to defeat him with Chirico. So you need one of the prerequisites is killing Ypsilon with Chirico. If Chirico initiates the attack, but Ypsilon is defeated by a support attack character, so let's say I attack Ypsilon with Chirico, and Crow fights him, it'll still count because it counts as Chirico killing him. The person that initiates the attack gets the kill. Not the person that actually finishes the enemy unit off. So that's something you want to keep in mind for those kind of secrets. I don't show off a lot of enemy animations during this episode. I show off the new guys a little bit. Yeah, Baldios is a pretty good unit. And he was from the original Z. So I don't know why his like I don't know what to call it. Voice acting volume is kind of low. Looks like the voice volume is kind of low. Maybe that's just me. I probably should have Chirico go attack these mechanical beasts over here, but it doesn't really matter. This unit is one of my favorites. I don't know why, I just like its movements and how sort of weird they are. And that's why let me rephrase that. I use that unit a lot in Alpha Gaiden, mostly because I use that unit in this game. So, and the song is kind of catchy too, this BGM. Anyway, I found out that Super Wars BX is there's a fulfilled by Amazon one already up by the time of this recording, so I'm gonna go get that and waste all my money. Because I bought LBX thinking I wouldn't get it for a few months, but and then you know that happened. Oh. I suppose I'm not spending that money on other things. The money I'm using to buy it wasn't money I got from my YouTube channel. So, if you're wondering about that. I'll be broke if I do buy it. Oh, broke in, yeah, I'll essentially be broke. Unfortunately. Oh well. It's like $80, by the way. The price went up really fast. But yeah, I've stuck with this game for a long time. This is the longest time I've stuck with the Super Robot Wars game. I don't think I've played any other Super Robot Wars game this long. Operation Extend was pretty close. I stopped that around episode 20. But yeah, it's because I try to play that every day. But playing this stuff at the end of the week, like I want to record this 3 times a week essentially, is a good schedule for me. It lets me play the game without getting too bored of it, I suppose you could call. I suppose that's the way of saying it. I tend to mix up my words, but as you guys probably already know, I'm not so good at the explaining of things. And last night I was thinking about why I do this, because you know, when you're alone in the shower or in your bed, you kind of get to thinking about things. And I'm thinking that perhaps I do these kind of videos to leave a part of myself on the internet. Nah, that's a good way to put it, because, you know, I'm not really afraid of death. Yeah, I know this is kind of a grim topic to talk about, but why not? I'm not really afraid of death. I suppose what I'm afraid of is leaving nothing behind. And I suppose one of these videos are a way for me to leave something behind. Why not? If I were ever to, you know, to have my game end. Throw a little Paper Mario reference there. So if my game were to end, then I suppose these videos would be a representation of what I was during whatever time period these videos were created. And I suppose that's the real reason why I make these videos, too. Preserve a piece of myself somewhere. Because even if I do die, these videos will still be here. And I'll forever be talking to somebody as long as these videos are up, I suppose. And who knows, somebody from 10 or 20 years in the future could be watching this video. You know, I wanted to say a little bit more, but maybe it's best for me to be quiet, because I could say perhaps when I'm dead, somebody could come back to this video and, you know, just watch it, just to get a feel of what I was, you know, to get a feel of who I was. So I suppose that's the real reason why I make these videos. To leave a bit of myself behind if whenever I do run out of lives. It's kind of dark, I know, but it's one way of doing things, I suppose. And I'm not like some other YouTubers that have had a rough time and YouTube has, you know, saved them from whatever rough times they were going through. Because I know there was a lot of YouTubers that were having trouble paying bills, student loans, or whatever, or they weren't having a good time in college. They didn't have a job. They didn't know what to do, so they just decided to do this, and it worked out for them. But that's not my story. Overall, I'm doing pretty well in my life. I'm not hurt for money or anything like that. My family isn't in poverty, and I'm not. And I suppose I have a bright future ahead of myself. So I don't have any like a sad past to my. And I have a sad past or anything like that at all. For the most part, I've lived a happy life with no regrets for the most part. Getting back to the game, that portrait really is low res. That hit the little portrait there, but anyway, I may repeat this in a later video, but if I do, it won't be for a while, unless somebody really asks about, unless if I get more popular and this kind of topic comes up again, I suppose. Or whenever this topic comes up again, I suppose it will be when I talk about this again. Well, that's just me. I do this as a hobby. Sure, and I guess I see it as a job as well. I see it as, I don't really see it as a job, but do I? You never know about these things. I do see it as something I do enjoy, though. Something that I can always do whenever I really want to do it. But now, anyway, as we're going here, to get the Hero's Mark, I believe it's called, or it may be called something else, but I know it does start with Hero. That boss that I'm having God Mars go to, you need to convince him with Takaru, and then destroy it with Takaru. That's all you have to do. Do what I do, and you'll be on your way to getting the secret. This is why I said you needed movement on God Mars, because if you don't, then he's gonna have a tough time. You're gonna have a tough time getting to that boss there. It was piloted by Marg, I believe. And Marg is, because you need to defeat with Takaru, and to get the SR point in this stage, you need to destroy all the enemies within 5 turns. So, I forgot to mention that earlier, but meh. You need to destroy all enemies within 5 turns. And if you don't get up there within turn 4, then you're not getting the secret. Because when you convince a character, that wastes that character's turn. This is the way the cookie crumbles. That's one way of putting it. I really enjoy the Super Rumble War series. Considering of how much money I'm willing to spend on the games, it says something about how much I really do enjoy these games. So I recommend that if you have the chance, give them a shot. If you think you'll enjoy what I'm doing here, then you definitely will. And if you think about my game time, that's me pretty much skipping all the cutscenes. Think about how much longer your game time would be if you could actually read this stuff. So if you know Japanese and you can read it, I recommend that you do give this series a shot if you can. I'd say get the PSP games, maybe the Z3 if you want. I think those are pretty cheap now; they're around $50. So if you want to give the series a shot, give the PSP ones a shot, or give the PS3 one's a shot. However, if you don't want to pay for it, then I recommend you give the English translation of J a shot, because that'll give you familiarity with the controls. The controls overall stay the same in all the Super Rumble Wars games, with some varying differences in mechanics. But if you get the basic controls down, like movement, attack, and spirits, and you memorize what each the spirits descriptions, you should be fine overall. There's an English patch for the two Z2 games. Their basic menu patch, the first one for Hakai Hen, works just fine. There is no issues with that. The Saza Hen patch, Setsuna becomes an ace, but the Z2 patch actually does have some bugs with it. It works for the most part. The problem is that enemy dialogue, or even your dialogue, because the names are too long and they cause the enemy dialogue text in battles to go off the screen or repeat themselves. That doesn't happen in the Hakai Hen patch as far as I'm aware. They were made by the same person. I don't know if you can still find them, actually. You might be able to find them somewhere. And some moves will just causing him to crash. I've only noticed that with Tetsujin. In the next game. So I would, if you want to use an English patch and you want to play this game, I recommend you do that. But don't play Hakai Hen with the English patch, because I've had issues with that game just crashing when using the English patch. So I wouldn't recommend it. Now Marg will pretty much just focus on Takeru or God Mars. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that me tapping my fingers on my desk here would cause such a big noise bump in my audio levels. That guy, the green-haired guy, is a guy. It's not a girl. In case you doubt me, just wait. Oh god, I really want to play PX. Because Mazin Kaiser SKL and Shin Mazinger, which is the Mazinger in this game, have a combination attack, and you know how cool that is? It's cool! This stage really showed me how useful God Mars is when he's combined into the bigger one. So I think I'm gonna use God Mars from this stage on. I'm not gonna use all of the Celestial Being Gundams anymore, because I feel like that won't let me show off all the other units from the other series too much. I know I'm not putting too big of an emphasis on the Code Geass characters in this playthrough. I am using Zero. But I will use them a lot more in Z2 Hakai Hen, because they're more relevant to a big secret there, which drastically changes the story essentially, and lets you get some units that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to get. So I'm going to focus on a Code Geass characters a lot in that playthrough of that game. So I'm just going to pretty much focus on using Code Geass characters for that game. But since this is a playthrough that's going to go on to Hakai Hen, I think I'm going to load my old Hakai Hen save. So I will start with some extra money, some little extra bonuses when I start up Hakai Hen. But I feel that's fair, because there's no reason why you should play Hakai Hen without playing this game. There really is no reason. And if you could always download a Hakai Hen save if you're incredibly lazy and just want to move on to Hakai Hen, but there really is no reason. The mechanics aren't more refined or anything like that. The animations might be a little bit better, but overall, you can easily switch between the two games without feeling that one is better than the other. By that I mean like Persona 4 and Persona 3. Those two games are incredibly different. Persona 3 is a great game, but if you played Persona 4, you can't go back to Persona 3 without really wanting to play that game. Because I tried playing Persona 3 Fez like on 5 different occasions, and I just can't do it. Maybe if I do it for the channel, maybe I'll have a better time at trying to actually play the game, but I just can't do it. Persona 4 is just that much of a better game in terms of mechanics that it's just better than Persona 3 in every way concerning the mechanics. Maybe I can give the portable version of a shop. I don't own that. I own the PS2 classic version of the Persona 3 Fez. So, yeah, so that's how it goes. But yeah, overall the stage isn't really that difficult. Look at all those Mega Man lemons. But yeah, I kind of said all that I really wanted to say as for a topic starter, I suppose. I don't really have anything else I really need to add to any sort of conversations or anything like that. Well, anything to start a topic. Well, anything to start a conversation. I have a topic to start like a conversation with you guys right now. That's the one thing about posts that is difficult, is thinking of topics of conversation if you're on your own. The reason I do post is simply because I can easily more edit the audio levels. I had a lot of troubles. I had a lot of desync issues when I did live, and it'd be incredibly difficult for me because of the recordings, the live recording software I have. It doesn't separate the audio files that it produces. If it did, then I would use that, but it doesn't sync up. It won't sync up unless I have it record my audio, my microphone audio as well. But it combines that with the game audio, so I can't edit each audio individually, and that's a problem. Which is why I moved to post. And for Game like Super War Z2 Hakai Hen, you don't want to see me mess up too much. And there can be a lot of issues going live, which is why I moved on to post. For this kind of game, it works great. Because if I can do a, it's just great because it's more seamless that way. Because you won't see me reload a quick stage too many times, which I didn't do at all for this stage. I did lose a stage once, but because I did lose that stage, you guys didn't have to see me. Well, of course, you guys wouldn't have to see me lose the stage if I did lose the stage doing live. But the problem doing live is that if I think of a topic of conversation, I go in depth into a topic of conversation, I mess up the stage, I'm gonna have to re-talk about things, and I probably won't remember what I did talk about. And if I did, I'd probably just give an abridged version of it, giving you a lesser experience, I suppose. I know I say I suppose a lot, but shut up. Now, since Takaru has to kill that guy, I'm really hesitant about using that kind of move. Well, okay. I'm really hesitant about using Takaru attack because I don't think he's going to do enough damage. There, Jesus. I have so much trouble speaking sometimes. Gamara's had more energy, I probably would have attacked this guy just fine, but he doesn't, so he can't. If Gamara's had more energy to use his ultimate attack, then, you know, I would have done that, but he doesn't. Marg. It's not Marg. Marg. Alright, so it's Marg. I believe in Z3 this is a dynamic kill. Something like that. The similar move is a dynamic kill, so I thought I didn't actually finish him out with that move. Because the dynamic kill in Z3 is a little bit different. I don't believe, well, of course it's different. It doesn't, I don't believe this version of that move has a dynamic kill. Then we get some parts and some money, and Takaru levels up to level 30. And he runs away, and we get the SR point. Hooray! We've completed the stage. So, this is the end of this episode of the Reward Z2 Hakai. And of course, there's more footage, but that's just me skipping through these cutscenes and me doing the stuff I usually do after at the end of these videos. So, if you want to watch that, then just keep watching the video. But otherwise, the stage is over, and that means my commentary is over. So, I'll see you guys again next time, whenever that is. Bye.